Alright, so standing here at the workbench because I needed to split this one into two parts. Got a little carried away on the first one there. Recording without having a break in the work. Turned into a really long video. So we're going to start in on this video right in the middle of where we left off on the last one. We're working on the tube on this BR600 blower right there, right? It's all covered in duct tape and nasty. I'm going to show you how to get some tape off of this thing and how to clean that up. And some other fun stuff that you can do on these when you're working on them. Just working on used equipment to make it just as good as a new one and save you a bunch of money. So let's get back on the bench and show you how to do some more cool stuff. Let's see how well this soaked while we waited. Boom. Now then, take a look at this. Take this right here. Press that down. Oh, that's too much. Press down. Heard it lock, click in and lock. Right now that it's cleaned up, clicks in, locks, stays together. No issues. See if it unlocks, slides back out easier. Still difficult to slide apart, but that's okay because it's on a big industrial blower. You don't want it coming apart on you when you don't want it. So, but nice and cleaned up. Put this piece to the side. And we'll see about getting this piece properly mounted back in the machine here. So set this up here like this. We're in our workspace where everybody can see. Now then, this is going here, and this part should go like that, and the clamp is supposed to go in here. And they just had it up here, right, and couldn't get it in there and said to hell with it and gave up. So as I sit here editing this video for part 2, I realized that I didn't tell you guys that I made a mistake here. So there's actually a piece that needs to go on here called a slip ring that goes with that clamp to hold this all together that I didn't know about yet. For more research and I'll find it. Coming sections later, we'll find the slip ring and we'll have that and put it in here. But I'll show you the mistake I made because it works. If you don't have a slip ring and you can't find one, you can do what I'm about to do here. But the right way is to buy the slip ring and use that. But we know how things are supposed to be and like to do the work, so we will make it right. Or maybe the clamp's just supposed to be here and they've blown this all apart. That's what it looks like. Looks like that clamp's actually supposed to be here. And somehow they stretched this out really, really badly. Well, let's see if I can find a big enough hose clamp and just see what happens. Well, looky what I found. Let's see what happens here. It ain't a Stihl hose clamp, but let's see if it'll work. And I hate doing hose clamps with screwdrivers when a good socket works so much better. There. So I will see about finding the real Stihl clamp for it or whatever, but in the meantime, I bet that just a general hose clamp is a whole lot better than duct tape. Throwing tools on the floor. Told you this is the first one of these and not used to having to work just in the center. And not wanting to go get tools from the toolbox changes the way I do things, so that's going to pull it right out of there. Will you continue getting tighter? Or am I at the limit of the clamp I have? Well, it won't pull out, but I really wish that clamp would tighten down some more. But that does allow it to rotate when you got your throttle on it, right? So maybe it's supposed to be that way. I don't know. We'll find out when I get the real clamp. See if that will any tighter at all. Just to make sure. Probably gonna leak a little bit, but at that I think it'll be alright. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it won't leak real bad. Oh, look at all that glue on there that I missed. Well, that's got to go. Can't have done all this and not clean the glue off of that. But at least we know that I think this hose clamp will work for now. I'll go ahead and order the appropriate one, so let's go ahead and write that down. From everything I've read, this piece here, assembly, is called the blower tube. So we're going to call that the blower tube clamp. If I can spell today. Alright, move that. Move that. There you tell it's starting to bite into the thing, trying to get it to go any tighter. It's definitely been stretched out some. That makes me wonder if maybe somebody did do the thing that I said and when you aren't supposed to, which I could see getting that wrong, jamming that up in there, stretching everything out, because I about wanted to do that. Alright, get my socket back off of here that I got on super tight. One of the joys of nostalgic old tools is sometimes you fight issues like stuck retaining balls. But that gives us access to, nope, this one. This clamp, yep, so remove that. Wire throttle over here out of the way. The hell, I just knocked my floor down. Scrape. Here, put that over there. Loosen this clamp. Take it off. Try and get this off of here without any kind of damage to it or anything. Maybe that doesn't, yeah, it has to come off. I wouldn't put a clamp there to hold it on. So let's just slowly start trying to work our way off of it. Probably was not thought about disassembly when it was designed, right? They wanted to go together and stay that way for the most part, would be my guess. There we go. Which makes me wonder, they didn't do this backwards. Like that would fit up there. It shouldn't have been that hard. And then this piece looks like it would fit on there a lot better. Yeah, so I think they had this on here backwards too. Like, you go over here, it's super wobbly. Here, excuse me, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. See, that one just barely feels like it wants to fit on there. And so does this one. So, who knows. But either way, get this out of the way. Get the glue cleaned off of this one next. So, let that wrap up in this rag. Soak for a little bit. Have some liquid refreshment. Hold on, let's see. These clamps, they only get that tight. Definitely smaller than what I'm using. Yeah, we'll have to order another one of these. This will get us by, but we need the appropriate one of these that doesn't have the little ears on it for that thing. In the meantime, though, we can inspect and clean our clamp here. Give me a rag. See what we're dealing with here. If there's any damage on it, anything I need to be worried about. Just a general cleanup once over. Get some of this plastic, whatever it is, aging, oxidation, whatever you want to call it, off of it. Just kind of clean everything up here. Okay. This plastic screw. Put that there so it doesn't get lost. Boom. Okay. One clamp. General cleaned up. Other side. See if that softened that tape any. We got actual tape still down in one of the grooves. Let's get a hold of it. Alright, this is still really stuck on here, so let's that soak for a little bit more. Alright, here we go. That's better. Don't want to try and get that out of there. Yeah, I think I do. Hold on. Find my heat gun. Alright, another cool trick. You want stuff to not come unplugged? Tie it when you plug it in. So if you pull on it, not coming undone. A lot of cool tricks like that my dad or granddad taught me. So, let's heat this up. Alright, now then, take this and press it up in there. So you get it hot. Like that. Take something hard, press it up in there. Start working that issue out of it. It ain't gonna be perfect, but alright. Reheat it and do it again. See the plastic start to get hot. Take your tool and really get in there in that bad spot and kind of press it out. Let the plastic start cooling off. There. It ain't perfect. It's better than it was. We'll put it on the bottom and again, I like that better at least. So, yeah. It's thinner there and damage is still in there, right? But it's at least not so collapsed in. Okay. So there's that. Now then, take a look at how we want to put this together. And while we got the heat gun out, that's another way we can fix this issue. So, little did I know, it's not actually an issue. It's supposed to be this way. There's supposed to be another part there. So if you can't find the part, you can do this, what you're about to see. Or you can go online and spend like $5 on the part that's supposed to be there if yours is missing. So, learn 2 ways to do something. You look at the way the words read on stuff. Sometimes that tells you how they intended for it to go, right? So let's find here. So that goes there. So Stihl is supposed to be read that way. So I'm betting that it should be the same, right? So those should go this way. So this should be the end that goes on there. So let's see now if we heat this up a little bit, see if it'll shrink down to it some. A lot of these plastics like this have a tendency to shrink when they get hot. It'll undo some of that stretched out damage that was done to it. Alright. Now then, take our clamp here, get it on as like a form. Use this one here. Yep. And run that clamp down as tight as it'll go on this plastic. Again, like a form, now that we got some heat in it. Oh, it caved. Didn't have enough heat in it. There, it showed us its flexibility limit there for a second. Now then, take this, put some more heat in that plastic. Alright. Now then, let's tuck that in the right side and start running it down. See, look at that. That's way better on there. No way that's coming off, and it lets it just slightly spin in there like it's supposed to. Yeah, buddy. Alright. One issue fixed. Here until we get that real clamp. But I think I can take this messed up spot in it out with some heat too. So I've got this way, right? And I want to round it back out. So I'm going to start passing heat down it. And I'm going to angle the heat towards, like push the heat this way. So I'm using that angle. See that softened up there? And now it's back to round. So we just keep working our way down. So the plastic softens up some. We push that little hump out of it. Not enough yet. Almost. Going back there for sure. Alright, let's see here. See that high spot, you see it on this side's gone. Still got some on this side a little bit, but it's warm. And that's a big difference now. Alright, really rounded that back out some. Good deal. See if it attaches any easier now. We rounded it back out. Yeah, it's easier to move for sure. Let's get this here, and that's there. It's one thumb width over, so that's there, one thumb width over, not quite there. Lined it up, locked it in, boom. That is all set up. Love how well that went back on there after I heated it up. Trim this down. New Nip-X pliers. First gig form. Hopefully these cut metal and I'm not about to just ruin them. They definitely do not cut metal. And I just bent the shit out of the blades on them. Oh, where's the camera? There it is. You can see that. So, good to know. I wonder if these have a warranty. Probably do. I'll look it up. So much for that. Let's find something else to cut that off with. Pair of El Cheapo side cutters. Let's see if that'll do it. The fuck is this clamp made out of? A titanium or indestructium? Like, nothing wants to cut it. Let's see if I can at least get a score in it and break it off then. Who the hell is selling hardened hose clamps? There. Crazy sharp edge on that. Can't have that. The Nicholson Handy File. My favorite file in the world. Take the sharp edges off anything on this thing. Oh, let's see if the best way to hold on to this to get to that though. And you got a dead edge on one side and a live edge on the other, so I can run it against stuff like this plastic and not have the file cutting into it. So I can take these edges off of things without fear of damaging the plastic. Also notice, file cuts on the push, not on the pull. You don't rub a file back and forth. See if I can get this to stay where I want it. Here we go. You push a file up the workpiece. Got the edge of that into it just a little bit. There. No more sharp edges. Nothing to cut ourselves on. We'll use our tool until we can get the right clamp, at least. And that shouldn't cut us either, but you know what I'm saying. But that'll get us by, and has no sharp edges. Holds on nice tight. I can't pull it apart. Think it'll seal good. It's on there. I mean, hell, it's going to seal every bit as good as that does. So let's move some tools out of the way. And let's put this back on this part. Grab this, wipe this down. A little sticker thing on it that comes from Stihl, so scratched up on it, but who cares? Move this out of the way for a minute. Alright. There's that wiped down. Take this piece and press it back up on here like it goes. Hopefully. Tight fit. There we go. That's back on there. Wipe our clamp down one more time just to make sure we got it good and taken care of. Side there and everything. Get the right size tool for the job. That one, okay. Screw out. And right up here at this 45 here, so that it holds that clamp the way we want it. Set this down for a second. There we go. Set it back up. Right there. Little there, don't want it in the way. This plastic clamp snugged all the way down. Alright. There's all that. Bring the throttle control back around. wipe it down where it's got duct tape shit all over it. Alright, push that back in there. And take that because you want some slack in it so you can twist it every way and it go. So now all I got to do, one, I'll clean this handle up while I'm cleaning stuff. And the Goo Gone is citrus based, so it's safe for pretty much all your plastics. You're not going to hurt them cleaning them up with this stuff. And like I said I'd use it when I soaked this rag down to let that tape soak to make it easier to get off. But I knew then I'd have this big Goo Gone covered rag all day for cleaning stuff up. And this little brass brush, I know brass is harder than the plastic, but if you press lightly, the really hard bits usually get broken up for you. Oh, let's grab that scraper though. It's not always will grab every bit of it. Sometimes you just need harder scrape than a rag can provide. Get up in here in some of these hard to reach places. It's amazing what a little bit of cleanup can do for a piece of equipment as far as its appearance. Just taking care of what you own, you know what I mean? Is it going to make it brand new? Absolutely not. But it's going to make it a whole lot better than it was. Makes it something that I can be okay with owning. Because I know that I've taken the time to take care of it. And it's not going to be a hunk of crap. Because, I mean, yeah, I could probably go get a brand new backpack blower for what they were asking for this, and definitely for what I could buy one decently used for. But it's not going to be a quality product like a Stihl is. It's not going to be, you know, professional grade, real tool. It's going to be some light duty crap. It's going to go to shit the first time. No, not the first time, but you know, if you actually really use them. Well, that's as far as we can go tonight. I got to get the little clamp to put this on here and the strap and stuff. Well, hold on. See what else we can take one more look before I call it, right? Put some tools up. Make sure there's nothing else that can't be cleaned or really taken care of. Change angles for this one though, because the backpack portion of this doesn't really fit under the workbench stuff. Well, it was that 35-minute video so far, so I think we're gonna go ahead and break it off here, guys. Any longer than this, you guys start getting bored. And on the next one, the next piece of this, we look at doing plugs and filters and that kind of stuff on it. So just some general care, but that's going to be it for part 2. Come back for part 3 to learn even more about the saga of the BR600 blower. You guys are still here? You made it all the way to the end? Well, if you made it all the way to the end, that means I must have done something right. So go down there to the bottom and hit the little like thingy. Right? If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe thing. Push the bell. Tell it to notify you when we put out some cool stuff. Right? Help us stick it to the government. Help us get this word out there. Help us show everybody what they need to be doing. Because if you made it all the way to the end of this, that means you think like me. If you think like me, that means you're getting ready like me. And we scare them. And don't be scared of that. Embrace it. Hit the shit.